What's that green light? I don't even know anymore. I'm filming a video. It's been like a month. What the hell, right? I know. I know. The office was such a freaking mess. I couldn't even get in here for like a month. It was just like shit piled high all over my desk. And now it looks like this. So I have no excuses, right? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm filming a video. And of course, during that month, I was buying books like a crazy person, and so I have them to show you. I figured that's the best way to get into this and reconnect with everyone since I don't really feel connected at all anymore. Hi. This book haul has a lot of adult books, it has some cookbooks, it has some YA books. I'll touch on propping again, although I do intend on doing a full video on propping, so let's get started. I walked into a Tuesday morning, which is not unusual. It's right next to the pet groomer we use, and the dog had to go in anyway, so I picked up some cookbooks. I love cookbooks. I don't know if you know that about me, but that's like my big love. I love that more than just about anything, is cooking for people and such. I picked up Gourmet Today by Ruth Reichel. I've been looking at it for a long time. It is a massive sort of compendium of gourmet recipes, which I do that. I cook those. I also picked up Top Chef, the Quickfire cookbook. After I bought that, I was thinking, Quickfire, those are the ones that are like kind of half-assed, like, you know, on the fly. I would be very surprised if any of those were actually delicious. And I picked up the Top Chef cookbook. These were the sort of winning recipes. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. I also, from the library, picked up Smitten Kitchen cookbook. This is Deb Perelman's blog to book kind of thing. She has a fantastic blog that I'll put in the down bar, and you guys should really check it out because she has some really fantastic recipes. Yes. And it's really well done. Lots of beautiful photography and things like that. I picked up Tom's Big Dinners. Tom Douglas is a restaurateur here in Seattle. If you watch Top Chef, he was kind of all over the Seattle series. But he's a huge restaurateur here. He has got some great restaurants. And one of my favorites, Brave Horse Tavern, I doubt has any recipes from here. But whatever. That's those. I did get some adult books as well. Benjamin Parzybach's Couch, which is sort of a magical realist take on slackers and having to move a couch just everywhere they go. They're sort of attached to the couch. It's a comedy, it's sort of a literary take, and it's a quest novel, so I'm interested in that. My good friend Rochelle gave me a finished copy of her book, Game Book of the Gods. Let's see what it looks like underneath. It has sort of like a whirlwind thingy there. It's all white on. Ooh, it's white on, almost white on white, silver on white. Looks good. This is a futuristic tale where sort of everyone on Earth is sort of a game piece on the gods. It's. I think that's self-explanatory. It's the game board of the gods, but sort of a duo of detectives who are trying to solve these crimes, and it sounds like it's going to be a great start to a series, and I haven't read one of her books in a long time, so I plan on reading it. Also, coming right off the major disappointment of Hemlock Grove, which was a Netflix TV series done by Eli Roth of Horror, Hostel fame, that kind of stuff, I'm going to be trying Benjamin Percy's Red Moon. This is a literary take on werewolves with a lot of political stuff, and it's sort of a worldwide thing. It's sort of like World War Z, but with werewolves, and it sounds really interesting. I picked up Mo Hader's The Devil of Nanking, just sort of on a whim. I've been interested in Mo Hader since I saw a copy of Pop It in the bookstore. Did not pick it up for some reason, but it's a horror thriller set in a psychiatric hospital that sounds really, really creepy. Everything I've read about Mo Hader sounds like she's a really great thriller writer, and this is a historical component and it's set in China, which is something that I'm kind of interested right now. I've also been interested in memoirs, and currently I'm reading Let's Pretend This Never Happened by Jenny Lawson, a great blogger. Her name is the Bloggess on the internets, and so I'll leave a link in the down bar so you can check her out. And I just finished reading David Sedaris' Let's Explore Diabetes with Owls. I have to say it's not my favorite of his books, but there are definitely some laugh-out-loud moments in there that I think you'll really enjoy. If you haven't read David Sedaris, I would strongly suggest starting with possibly Naked. Naked would be a good one to start with. Just go with that. Go with that. This past weekend for the long weekend, Half Price Books had an additional 20% off all of their books, which was exciting, to say the least. So out of the dollar bin, I picked up a couple of 80-cent books, which is amazing. I got Dan Pawlowski's The Nightmares, which I think is the sequel to The Stone Child. I don't know. It could possibly not be. It sounds like an updating of Nightmare on Elm Street, where nightmares sort of reach out into the living world and scare the crap out of people. Also, I got A.M. Jenkins' Night Road, which is a retelling of vampires in which they're not vampires. They just drink blood. Humans that drink blood. Who knows? It happens. I've heard of it. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a horror novel, though, frankly. The way it sounds like more of a coming-of-age story. I got Elizabeth Wine's Codename Verity. I really like this cover a lot better than the first cover, and it's paperback, so it was obviously cheaper, so I got it. Historical fiction, set in World War II in England. Should be good. That's what people say. We're getting into propping here, right? Speaking of propping, and I talked about it a little before, but I am going to be doing a video on propping. I picked up Rick Yancey's The Fifth Wave. I've heard nothing but great things about this book, and I'm sure it's fantastic. You don't need me to tell you any more about it, though. It's aliens. As well as Icons by Margaret Stohl. I picked that up as well. I did not get into the Beautiful Creatures series. I tried to read it and just it didn't connect with me. You know, that's how it happens with some books. And so I'm willing to give this one another shot, but we'll see. But the reason why I have been kind of so frustrated with the idea that certain books are kind of elevated over others is that I went to Barnes & Noble to try to pick up Winger by Andrew Smith, and I got it, but I had to really hunt for it. What happened was it created a new rule for me, and that is that regardless of the fact that I'm a Barnes & Noble member, if I go into the store really wanting to get a book that day, and they don't have it, and not only that, but they are not carrying it at any of their stores as a rule, I am not going to buy it from their online either. I'm just not going to do it. I actually tracked this down at an independent bookstore that carried it on its own. I didn't have to ask them to buy it. And I picked it up there at full price. I'm willing to do that. I mean, I worry. This is a book that has been getting massive amounts of praise. It sounds like it's going to be fantastic. If you don't know what it's sort of about a loser in school. It's about rugby. It's about first love, finding yourself. It's all those things that a young adult novel should be. Also, it's Andrew Smith, who has an amazing way with words, and I could not wait to get this. Not to mention the fact that the cover is like one of the best YA covers that's come out in the last 10 years. And there's the back. It's illustrated throughout. Fantastic. Anyway, yeah. So I'm definitely going to be doing that propping video because I feel like certain books need to get a lot more attention than they are getting. I worry that we as consumers push aside the fact that I'm a writer too and in this business, but we as consumers tend to get really caught up in marketing systems that force us in a direct line towards certain books that you could go pick up anywhere because they're being pushed everywhere. Not to say that these are bad books. I don't know. I mean, you never know. There's a 50-50 chance with all books, right? So that's it. That's my book haul. That's all I've got for you guys. What have you been up to? I suck. Clearly. I clearly suck. In my time off, I did go to Vegas for a week, which is awesome. I got a chance to relax and reacquaint myself with $15 well drinks. As you do. It's so expensive there. Oh my God. Anyway, that's it. Leave me comments. I'll talk to you. I will. That's it. Bye.